Hey, we're back. I'm your host. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Trying to find an article here that I was... Okay, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. I want to do this segment, and I'll tell you why. What I want to do here is we're going to post this segment, all right? We're going to post this segment on our website along with my interview, along with a copy of the letter you're about to see on the website. And it's the reason why the 8th District, the Georgia House 8th District. And the Georgia House 8th District it comprises Union County, Towns County, Rabun County, and a part of White County. And we know Hurricane Michael came through and devastated South Georgia. Devastated the farmers, the crop, businesses, people's lives. And, you know, there's a time when people say you got to put politics aside. And I don't know all the details in the bill, but it was a time when everybody, Democrat and Republican, put everything aside and voted to support Georgia $270 million in hurricane aid for the farmers and the people of South Georgia, okay? So they had a special session. The Georgia Governor Nathan Deal called a special session, and in that special session there was a piece of legislation which it was said that there's subsidies in the legislation, and some people don't believe in subsidies, and whatever you believe concerning whether you agree with subsidies or not. Let me get there. So, the State House has overwhelmingly approved $270 million funding to aid communities in southern Georgia devastated by Hurricane Michael. The House vote was 162 to 1. Thursday to pass the relief money sought by Governor Deal, who called lawmakers into a special session after the storm struck in October. Now, who is the one? The only one. And the reason I highlight this is I have asked this representative in the 8th District this question several times, okay? Several times. Why, you know, you're a representative of a district. So whatever is of the best interest for the people that live in Union County, the people that live in, Towns County, people that live in Rabun County and part of White County, whatever their best interest is, no matter what, whether it's internet, farming, hotel, motel tax, it doesn't matter what it is. That's what you run for, is to represent that district. And in representing that district and the needs of the people in that district, there becomes times that you have to vote on things for South Georgia, West, East. They have to vote on things for you. So there is a certain amount of, getting along, working together to achieve what you want to get done for your district. Now that would be Representative Matt Gurtler. You got Matt's picture there. Could you put up number 6? So Matt Gurtler is the representative from the 8th District of Georgia for Georgia State House. Okay? Second term. He's been voted in for a second term. All right? Now, he is the one no vote. Okay? Only one lawmaker, Republican Matt Gurtler of Tiger, voted against the spending. The budget bill now goes to the state Senate. Only one that voted against it, okay? Now, I had Representative Gurtler on our show, and we interviewed him. We interviewed Representative Gurtler, and when we interviewed him, we talked about constitutional carry, but then I asked him about this vote. And I asked him directly if the same level of devastation took place in his district. Same level, but the House or the governor had the same bill. So let's turn it around, okay? And this is in the interview, and I'm not going to quote him. You can listen to the interview. And I had to press him twice on this because here's how I felt. The representatives in South Georgia have had their South Georgia is devastated by Hurricane Michael. He voted no. Okay, he has his reasons. But if that same level of devastation would have taken part in his district, and if his district was looking for funding from Georgia, okay, concerning the devastation, but the language in the bill was the same, would he still vote no? Because he says he's the conscience of the Republican Party in the state of Georgia. I had to press him on that. So if you say this is a no because of the language, then wouldn't it be the same in your own district? Okay. That interview is there. He said he would probably have to vote his conscience and vote against it. And that's not a quote. We do have it in an interview. Well, after that interview, and let me show you the district. Let's pull up. This is number 7. This is all the districts in South Georgia, and you could see those, 173, 175, 174, 171, 153. You can see all the districts in South Georgia right there, okay, where devastation came through, all right? That's the House. And then you could see number 8, these are the Senate districts. Okay, in South Georgia. Number 13, number 12, number 11, number 8, number 7, 19. These are the Senate, state Senate districts in South Georgia. Now, I received a letter that we will publish from South Georgia representative, also a farmer, Sam Watson. This is number 4. Go with number 4 there. This is a farmer and a representative. No, number 4. Number 4, my picture, not the letter yet. This is a representative, Sam Watson, a farmer there. Okay. Right there, I received a letter from him. And let's go with number 5. This is his picture there for the Georgia House representative. And here's our letter. So I received a letter, and if you could pull that up on page 1. And this came from Sam Watson, representative. We will post this from District 172. And this is to the editor. Now, show the second one for a minute, okay? And this is what I was showing you there. Look at the bottom of that. It says, on behalf of District 171, 170, 150, 153, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 House members. Okay, 14 House members co-signed this on behalf of 14, in support of this letter, 14 House members, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 state senators, okay, approved their names being on this letter from Sam Watson, Chairman Sam Watson, Georgia House of Representatives, District 172. So let's go back to 1. And as it reads, several weeks ago on October 10th, Hurricane Michael crossed the Florida Panhandle and slammed into the heart of South Georgia farmland, leaving in its wake billions of dollars in damage to the state's #1 industry, agriculture, and devastating the lives of some very good, hardworking Georgians. A Category 3 storm with 115-mile winds, Michael was the first major hurricane to directly hit the state in over a century. Due to the severity of the damage, Governor Nathan Deal called a November 13 special session of Georgia General Assembly to seek approval of $270 million in state aid for affected areas. Most of the money merely was the required match for the federal aid. So we had to have a required match. We have federal aid. It's so big that we have to have a required match, okay, to get the federal funding, okay? Deeply moved by and let me tell you this, I have personally witnessed this in your local governments and counties when they have to match state funding in GMA, okay? So anyhow, deeply moved by the plight of their fellow Georgians, members of the General Assembly set aside politics for a few days and gave funding bills overwhelmingly bipartisan support. This meant a lot of those who represent South Georgia, especially since both parties were still shaking off the dust of the November 6th general election. The only exception to this goodwill was your District 8 representative. Now, this is directly to the people of the 8th District, okay? The only exception to this goodwill is your District 8 representative, Matt Gurtler. Coming off his re-election the previous week, he could not resist the temptation to put his political ambition ahead of the need of our people. Instead of addressing his concerns about the aid bill prior to the vote, he simply pressed his no button and in subsequent media interviews, okay, passed off his disturbing lack of compassion as conservative principles, okay? So Mr. Gurtler claimed in media interviews it was against his conservative principles. In one interview, he lied. Asked how South Georgia representatives had reacted to his vote, he said, "We understand his position and agree with him on many points." Now, I think that would be my interview with the representative. That's what I'm saying. It's not called out here. But I asked the representative, hey, how are your colleagues in South Georgia treating you since this? Well, you know, this representative says in one interview he lied, okay? I assure you, this is from Sam Watson, I assure you that is not the case. No one agrees with your representative and his vote. Moreover, in the last 2 years he has served under the Gold Dome, I have yet to detect a Representative Gurtler willingness to work constructively on anything to help Georgians, your district included. He actually is on record saying he would vote against any kind of relief or aid for his own district were it to be hit with a natural disaster. Simply voting against every use of state funds in an annual budget for any other purpose is short-sighted and foolhardy. Okay. What would happen if Georgia General Assembly also abdicated its responsibility to schools, public safety, and public service? It's important to understand that the legislative process is designed to be exactly that, a process. Every bill has in its things members dislike, some in committee meetings, and then back and forth process between two chambers. We work out the differences to benefit the state and its people. However, Representative Gurtler didn't participate in the process on the aid bills, even through the proposed appropriations bill was on his desk before the session began. I have friends who reside in the 8th District. I know them to be kind-hearted and compassionate people. Surely they would not turn their backs on the people of South Georgia, but this is exactly what their state representative did. Thank you for allowing me to set the record straight. Sincerely, Sam Watson, Chairman. Sam Watson, District 172, and you see all of the representatives that have signed that. And that will be on our website. Now, the one thing I want you to know before we go here, a couple things because I have asked. Now, I've asked the representative directly, okay, this question. Here it is for his first term. Representative Matt Gurtler tops no votes list at 37.8%. I've asked him right here. And a few key facts. Lawmakers in the state cast 464 votes this year, with 40 being attendance. That leaves 420 votes to cast by each representative. Resolution and amendment. State Representative Matt Gurtler, who was elected in 2016, voted no. He voted no 146 times out of 420 for 39% of the time. Of the votes cast, 5 were procedural, meaning Gurtler's voted no on actual legislation 159 times out of 140. Okay, so I've just asked him this. Let me give you a little background on State Representative Sam Watson and a little bit of background on him. ABAC president, let's see, Watson, a 1999 ABAC graduate, is a state representative from House District 172 in the Georgia House of Representatives. He is also a Colquitt County farmer who is the managing partner of Chelsea Farms and the Moultrie Melon Company. Watson was also a recipient of the 2017 Outstanding Young Alumnus Award presented by ABAC Alumni Association in recognition of alumni who have distinguished themselves through professional achievement, community service, and ABAC. He is a farmer. So I'm going to put that up. The reason being is, okay, you know I'm not a big, I cringe sometimes at the word bipartisan, you know that. But representatives have to keep in mind they are there, regardless if it's Washington, D.C., regardless if it's under the Gold Dome or what state they're in, that they are there to represent their district and their constituents in their district. And sometimes how somebody plans to get something good done for their district and they don't make friends south of the Nat line. If you don't know what that is, you don't know much about Georgia, you got a problem. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break. We'll come back and do pictures for about 4 minutes. So don't go away. We're coming back. Josh, take us to break.